E-business. A business, also called a company, an enterprise or a firm, is a legally recognized organization designed to provide goods or services to consumers. E-business means electronic business. It refers to the conduct of business on the internet, that is, using the internet to connect with customers, partners and suppliers. E-business means not only buying and selling, but also servicing customers and collaborating with business partners. It includes research and development, marketing, manufacturing, and inbound and outbound logistics. E-business implies the transformation of existing business processes to make them more efficient. To engage in e-business, companies need to be able to unlock data in their back-end computer systems so that they can share information and conduct electronic transactions with customers, partners and suppliers via the internet. For some companies, engaging in e-business means adopting new web-enabled business models, auctioning off surplus goods, selling products directly to consumers, or joining in online purchasing cooperatives with their competitors. Distinction between e-business and e-commerce. Definition. Scope. Types of transactions. Transactions involved. There are four major constituents of e-business. 1. B2B commerce. 2. B2C commerce. 3. Intra-B commerce. 4. C2C commerce. A few benefits of B2B commerce are: reduction in certain costs such as search costs, reduction in the costs of processing transactions. Online processing improves inventory management and logistics. Through B2B e-markets, suppliers are able to interact and transact directly with buyers, thereby eliminating intermediaries and distributors. Among the more evident benefits of e-markets is the increase in price transparency, which has the effect of pulling down price differentials in the market. The bringing together of a significant number of buyers and sellers provides the demand-side economies of scale or network effects. The more common B2B examples and best practice models are IBM, Hewlett-Packard or HP, Cisco and Dell. B2C e-commerce reduces transaction costs by increasing consumer access to information. Market entry barriers, since the cost of putting up and maintaining a website is much cheaper. The more common B2C business models are the online retailing companies such as Amazon.com, Drugstore.com, Beyond.com, Barnes & Noble and Toys R Us. Limitations of e-business. Everything has its own advantages and disadvantages. Even if the electronic business is considered easier and economical than the traditional business, it has its own flaws. The following are the limitations of e-business. A. Low personal touch. Some products like garments or cosmetics need that personal touch to be sold easily. People still like to buy a garment only after feeling and touching it, which is useful to know the quality and texture of the cloth. B. Incongruence between order taking or giving and order fulfillment need. While placing the order, using internet happens within a fraction of seconds, the actual delivery takes much longer time. C. Need to be familiar with e-business. The parties involved in e-business need to have complete knowledge about the internet and computer. D. Risk due to anonymity and non-traceability of parties. The anonymity of the net makes it difficult to trace the identity or location of the other party. Hence, e-business is very risky. Moreover, there is a risk of leakage of personal information such as credit card number, bank account number, etc. E. Lack of trust and user resistance. Customers do not trust an unknown faceless seller, paperless transactions, and electronic money. F. Ethical fallouts. Companies can keep a close watch on their employees, wherein all their personal information is accessible by the management, which again raises certain ethical issues. Risks involved in online transactions. Online transactions are prone to many types of risks due to anonymity of the seller and buyer. Any one party is always at a risk. The risks can be of three types: transaction risks, data storage and transmission risk, and risks of threat to intellectual property and privacy. Now let us discuss them briefly. Online transactions are open to the following risks: default on order taking or giving, default on delivery, default on payment. To avoid these risks, following measures should be undertaken. The buyer should shop with a well-established shopping sites only. These sites provide the customers with a seller's identity, location, as well as the service records. The seller should ask for the identity, location, and previous records of the customer at the time of registration. Data storage and transmission risks. The main reason for this is virus, that is, vital information under siege. This affects a computer in numerous ways by corrupting data files or by directing towards opening unwanted internet sites. The security measures are antivirus programs available in markets to prevent viruses from attacking the systems. All the data is transformed into a code language for the appropriate source to decode it. This process is also called cryptography. Risk of threat to intellectual property and privacy. There is always a risk of threat to intellectual property and privacy because when data is published on internet, the owner does not have any security rights over viewing the data. One can use all the data of a particular site for personal use. E-business is here to stay and has now become an integral part of our lives. Even though one has to exercise caution in e-business, one should understand that risk is an integral part of business, and e-business is one more aspect of business that has to be handled with necessary care.